Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Checkered Flag e-streaming for round 11 of the Australian Stock Car Championship Truck Series. We are here for the final round of the summer series for Michigan International Speedway, brought to you by Outlaw Images tonight. Joining me up here in the booth is myself, Mr. Carl Wilkinson, with me, but we also have Brad Allison. Brad, how are you going, mate?
I'm going very good, Carl. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you back here after a miss last week.
Nice to be back indeed. Got Mr. Mark Johansson doing all the busy work on the cameras and all the background work. How you going, Mark?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Carl. Great to be back on air. Let's bring on the final round. I'm just having some issues here trying to find some trucks.
Well, there's a couple out on the track, but
There we are. We found one.
we found a truck. That's always a good start. Of course, as you said, it is the final round, and we have a championship to look at. So currently, it's Norman Clark, Stormin Norman himself, in the lead of the championship. 2 points ahead of Matty Ray. Matty Raymond up there in second place. It's going to be a tough competitor to beat, but it is not that. There is a very close call between himself and, all the way down to fourth position in the championship. Third, we've got Ruben Phelps, just 3 points behind the leader. Then it's Jai Schultz in contention, 8 points back as well. Lachlan Oakville sits in fifth, 37 points behind the championship leader. 50 points back is Jamie Nankervis in sixth. We've got Jake Saddington, 51 points off the lead in eighth. Ninth is Brenton Henderson, 88 points down. And then 105 is Daniel Hederscheid in 10th position. So it is a very, very close championship indeed up at the top. It is, it's a four-way dance there for the title. And, anyone can grab it. So we are going into qualifying now. So we'll see who can get the first tick of the box tonight, so you can qualify on pole.
It'll certainly be an interesting night, Carl, won't it? I mean, we've got, Matty Ray and Ruben fighting it out. They're on the same team. We've, of course, got Norman Leedy, who's a Kiwi, and, of course, Ruben's also a Kiwi. So who knows what's going to happen.
Absolutely. It's going to be incredibly close, and Jai Schultz also up in the mix as well. He's got a chance to pip all of them at the post, so it's going to be a fantastic little battle, and it's going to be keeping alive. That's going to be the name of the game here at Michigan. Obviously, 3 and a bit kilometre track, so it is a very fast cookie cutter sort of layout track. Can be a little bit tricky on the runs, of course. You have to be a little bit cautious as you go into those corners, not to drop too far on the yellow line, because it is very easy to spin a truck out on the exit here.
Spinning it out into 3 or putting it in the wall out of 2. It's, as you said, Carl, something like that's always going to happen at some stage.
And it will always happen at the worst possible time. We're looking at Ruben Phelps at the moment. He's out on track, just about to start his first run, or is we? Yeah, just about to cross the line to get his first time across the line. And he currently sits in third position. Jai Schultz jumping up into the lead at the moment. He is doing what he needs to do, getting up on pole position as it stands. We've still got 3 minutes of the qualifying run remaining.
He's under 40 seconds. That's a good time. And then we've got another person, Russell Bratka. He's coming under 40 as well. So that's 2 of them.
Absolutely, dropping in those low times, and that's good news for SRM. They've got a car up at the front at the moment, but it's probably not the car they want there. Not the championship rivals, but a teammate up the front can help indeed. As we see the 06 crossing the line, what can he do on this second run across the finish line? Still in fourth position, a 40.1.
Yeah, hasn't made it into those 39s. So 2 of the drivers excelling out there in the 39s, and they were so close. 39.994 for Jai and 39.985 for Russell.
Absolutely. So I've got Brendan Henderson up now. There's too many names that are similar these days. It's so easy to make the mistake. He's got the run in the 81 at the moment. How will this one go for him? He's on his second lap. Currently sitting down in 12th. We'll hope to jump up a little bit higher as he crosses the line. and jumps up into 12th position. A few cars still not qualifying yet. We've got Raymond Jaeger out at the moment in the Pinnacle entry. He is just about to try and set his time. Still a minute 30 left, so still time to get a lap out there if you can. But you're running out of time to get a couple of laps in, of course. Probably be a few people not looking at qualifying. On the track, though, we do have Norman Clark. He's going to be hoping to get a good run in here and get himself up towards the front of the pack so he can have less to worry about at the start of this race.
It's not something Norman likes doing, but at the front, early in the race, as we all know, he likes to lay back and put it in, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, he hasn't had a win this year, but he's leading the comp, so Mr. Consistent, Storm Norman.
Absolutely. Wins, we've got 3 drivers up at the top at the moment without a win. That's Norman Clark, Maddie Ray and Ruben Phelps. The only driver in that top 4 in the championship chase is Jai Schultz that's got a win underneath his belt. So it just shows consistency is absolutely key tonight. And if you can get a good consistent run here, obviously, as long as he finishes ahead of those other drivers, he could be in a shout for getting a championship win tonight.
Absolutely could. As you said, you mentioned Raymond Jaeger. Good to see Raymond out being able to make it with us on a Saturday night. It's great. It's a rarity lately.
Absolutely, a busy man indeed. Norman Clark currently sitting in 12th. Will he get a better lap for his second run? He's going to want to try and start a little bit higher up than that, I imagine, because mid-pack is never fun to start in a oval race. It's that area where problems can happen quite quickly. Norman Clark jumps up into 9th position just as the clock ticks over and qualifying is done and dusted. So we'll wait for the cars to start heading out on track and we'll run through our starting order.
Yeah, a good big congratulations to Bracker and Schultz both making that 39. That's a really quick lap.
So on the front row, it's Russell Bracker with Jai Schultz on the outside. Row 2, we have Johnson and Phelps. Third row is Urquio and Raymond. Fourth row, we have Sutherland and Malone. Fifth row is Clark versus Cheatham. Sixth row, we have Stent and Lankervis. Seventh row, we have Henderson and Tompkins. Eighth row is Drady and Campbell. Row 9 is Ariel and Jaeger. Row 10 is Smith and Jacobs. And then we have a couple of drivers that didn't qualify that aren't going to show up there. But Steve Dubb, Kobe Jordan and Jason Nicholas all will be joining us as they get ready. They did not set times, of course. Okay, so the race is about to begin and, well, it looks like it's going to be an interesting one, Brad.
It certainly is. The drivers have just had their pre-race drivers meeting with Paul Drady. They've been told and wished good luck and congratulated on everything that's going on in the season, and good on him for the Lucas Oil sponsorship and so forth. So it's going to be a great, exciting race.
It is indeed. We're looking forward to this one. Now, what are we expecting from this race for sort of stint length or sort of, if we go green, what are we expecting for this one, Brad?
I think about 27 laps out of the tank full of given. It's not a full tank. They've only got about 14 gallons thereabouts. So I think they're going to get about 27. They may get a little more with the draft, but on their own, I think about 27. So they've got limited sets of tyres, of course. They've only got a few sets of tyres. And the track temp's pretty high at the moment, so it's going to be a little bit loose. It's 103 degrees on that track temperature at this time.
Absolutely. And, well, as those track temps rise, it changes things up, of course. It makes the cars perform differently, and those high temperatures, 39 degrees Celsius for us Celsius people, that really does add a lot of temperature on the track, and the tyres will start screaming out if you get them overheated.
Sorry, I should talk still a bit, but I'm just, I do most of my racing in the States, it's just always in Fahrenheit, so they know what I'm talking about. The guys have got plenty of tyres tonight. They've got 4 changes of tyres, so 5 sets of tyres in total, so they won't be running short of tyres.
No, but if we get quite a few cautions, that could really dice it up for the tyre selection, and well, those sort of things really can change up a race. So it is going to be Bracker on the front next to Schultz for the start of this race. The pace truck lights are going out and we're about to go green here for round 11 Michigan, brought to you by Outlaw Images.
Pace car, pace car pulling off. We're nearly there, waiting for that green flag to wave.
Down it goes. The trucks come along, and we're about to go green for round 11, final round here of the Lucas Oil Truck Championship, and it is green. Away we go. Good start for Ruben Phelps just behind. He's looking to make a move on Schultz early. Up into the high line goes Bratka. We've got 3 wide at the front this early in the race. That is something that you tend to worry about.
Take the names of those drivers going 3 wide. We'll send them a ticket in the mail.
When you go 3 wide at the start of the race, it always makes you take a deep breath. Great start for Daniel Johnson. He's up into 2nd place, moving up nicely there. He's looking at making a charge for the leaders. Oh, Bratka loses the rear of the truck.
It's like we spoke about down on that line, Carl, exactly as you'd call.
He saves it somehow. That could have been a huge wreck at this early stage of the race. But Johnson is now in the lead of the race. Bratka dropping all the way back to the back of the pack. That is not how SRM would have wanted to start this one, having one of their trucks fall back. Luckily, though, no damage. Nobody got caught up in that, so we do not have a caution. Meanwhile, Jai Schultz making a run for the lead. He's going to try early to get that lap led. Of course, you get a bonus point for that one. If he can get that one ticked this early stage, then he has one less thing to worry about as the race goes on.
I feel sorry for people. I've done it myself in NASCAR. I've done exactly that in a truck race. Got down there and just lost the rear end. It is so embarrassing.
It is absolutely an embarrassing thing to happen, and it happens to the best of us, Brad. It is one of those easy things to do. Such an easy little mistake to make, and it just happens in an instant, but very well held. He kept it pointing in the right direction, so he is going to hope to continue this one. Looking a little bit further back, we've got Toby Stetner, who's making a huge run up. 7 places gained in under 3 laps. That is a big, big run for Toby Stent, and we've seen him having a fantastic run the last couple of nights. He has been absolutely on fire, winning everything he enters.
Yeah, he's certainly in form at the moment. He's having a great golden run. It's terrific.
He's going to hope to carry that one over tonight in the trucks. Very different vehicle to drive though. He's been in the Cup car the last couple of nights. So out in the truck, it is a very different feeling indeed. Champion leader Norman Clark is right at the back of the pack at the moment. He's sitting down there in 23rd position, just biding his time, waiting to see what happens in this race. Of course, oval racing, doesn't matter where you start, you can always keep to the back of the pack in the early stages. It's where you finish that matters, of course, and sometimes keeping right to the back can be a wise idea. Less chance of getting caught up in an early wreck.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's how Norman races his races. He likes to keep it safe and clean, and there he won't want to drop back too far. I think he's all right at the moment, but I don't think he'd want to drop back any further. You don't want to lose that draft. He's got to stay within at least about 1.1 seconds, I think.
Looking at the mid-pack at the moment, it is all go. They're 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. It is absolutely crazy stuff. From about 7th down at the moment, these trucks are absolutely racing hell for leather, and this is where an incident could easily happen in the early stages. The truck's getting up to temperature now. They start to get a little bit more settled in this stage of the race, but you have to be cautious when you first get racing, because you still got to get into that rhythm. You've got to get comfortable, and running 3 wide at this early stage can be a little bit of a risk.
It's risky. They'll start to feel good now, the trucks.
Oh, contact! And we got a wreck!
Oh, we've got a big wreck.
That is Stevie Dubb, I believe, caught up in that one.
Get loose, got into someone and turned, and then went to the outside and collected somebody else.
Exactly what we were talking about. 3 wide at this early stage. They were 3 wide at that time, and it was our pole sitter, Russell Bratka, getting into Stevie Dubb, and that brings the caution out. You just see, we'll just see the replay here, as it looks like Bratka's just gone down a little bit towards the 98, just caught him slightly, and the big wreck has happened from there on in, and a lot of trucks involved in that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, terrible thing. I mean, Bratka, he qualified fantastically, and then his night has just gone downhill. Here we go. Here's a replay, Carl.
As you see here, Bratka just, I think, possibly unsided. Stevie Dubb doesn't realise there's a car on the inside. Gets down into him. Stevie Dubb gets launched up into Ross Cheatham, and yeah, that is that for the night for those trucks. It's going to be a very costly repair bill for those 3.
We've got no fast repairs, which is great. So that's it's unfortunate for the drivers involved, of course, especially when it's not of your own making. But it's good that they've got to treat it a bit more realistic and no fast repairs.
That's it. Derek Jacobs was one of those drivers that was very. He might have actually gotten away with that one if the luck of the iRacing gods have been with him, but he had a very close call. Looks like his truck is possibly unscathed, so he might be still in this one, but a lot of damage to a few competitors. Bratka, Cheatham, and Williams all having to get in pit lane to get those repairs done.
Yeah, and I don't know if they will get those repairs done. It was good to see an international cast there. Got through okay. He has some bad luck sometimes, Derek, but he got away with it this time, I think.
Yeah, well, he's going in pit lane now, I believe, with a fair heap of other drivers. So from 11th down, we got Sallington, Tompkins, Campbell, Jaeger, Nicholas, Drady, Clark, Smith, Jacobs, and Jordan in pit lane, getting some fresh boots on the car and getting back out. And it does indeed look like the 99 got away with that one scot-free, which is very lucky indeed, because yeah, it was close to being a race over for him.
Well, so I think Derek, as I said, I think he'll take some tyres and hope for a bit of a long green run, and his tyres will be an advantage for him.
Absolutely, and well, we've only done 8 laps, of course, but what difference does a fresh set of boots make to well, this early stage, Brad?
Oh, miles of difference, Carl. It's chalk and cheese. If you can get some boots on, I mean, the first lap or two where you get some heat in, you've got to take it just a little bit easy. But after that, you're nearly a second quicker. You feel like you're Superman for a while. And then, of course, someone turns up with some kryptonite.
Absolutely, it's always a good feeling when you got fresh boots on. It makes you feel great, and then all of a sudden it all drops off hill, and you just go, "Oh no, not again!"
Exactly right. You just forget not everybody's got fresh boots on, and you're putting the pressure on them, and of course they're getting loose and making errors. So the guys have done 8 laps now, let's say 5 under. So they've still probably got another 7 laps of reasonably good tyres before we start to see some drop off.
That's it, and those guys with the fresh boots are going to be able to last a little bit longer. If we have a long green flag period here, of course, they've got a little bit more fuel in the tank, they've got some fresher boots, they can go a little bit longer than everybody else, and they may get a lucky caution in this race, but they have used up one of those sets of tyres, of course. So if we get a few more in this race, they could be left a little bit in a lurch in the latter stages.
Well, I say, I'd like to see it will pay for lots of sets of tyres for the guys, so I don't think tyres are going to come into it. But you usually get about 16 or 17 laps of good tyre feel before you notice the drop off, and you've really got to start watching your rear end as you're coming off too, and so forth.
Just looking at cars that are probably a little bit worse for wear after that incident. Looks like Cody Jordan might have been caught up in that one, as he's been in pit lane a couple of times. He could just be coming down just to get a little bit of extra fuel in the tank, though. Just going back to check that one and see exactly what's happening. But it looks like he's just come in for a little bit of a top-up, actually. So Kobe Jordan deciding to brim the tank for this next stage. And well, sometimes that can pay off for you. So he's playing the long game now. And everybody else is going to be on very different strategies than him. Pace truck lights are out, though. We'll soon be going back to green flag racing here for the Michigan International Speedway round of the Australian Stock Car Championship, brought to you by Outlaw Images.
Yeah, we've got to thank Outlaw Images for all the money for those tyres they paid for tonight. We appreciate it.
As the green flag drops, Schultz gets a nice jump there. Johnson just caught a little bit napping by the looks of it, because Toby Stent has got through cleanly there up into second, and a few drivers just getting caught up in the bottle. Toby Stent just running a little bit wide on the entry there, keeps the defence of second place in, but that's opened up to the low line attack by Ruben Phelps. Ruben getting a good run here. He gets the chance, he could get the run up into second place, and well, he wants to chase after this man. Jai Schultz, of course, getting that championship. All on their mind now, these drivers up the front.
Yeah, well, Jai Schultz and Ruben are teammates, so that'll be a good dice between the two. Both great drivers. It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Ooh, a little bit of a snap there for Phelps. He just catches it in time, though. But that would have woken him up quite quickly, I imagine.
It's getting late, dude. I think you're right. I think his eyes will be wide like two saucepans at the moment after that.
It's so easy to have those trucks snap, and obviously after a restart, the truck's cooled down a little bit. The truck has changed how it feels. You've got to get back into the rhythm again after those laps where you're running at low speeds, and that can sometimes just throw you out a little bit. But Jai Schultz is right on it straight away here at the start of this stint, and he is keeping that front row locked out. As very close move by Daniel Johnson behind, as I think somebody's just had a big moment in the back.
That was scary, Carl, looking at that there. I thought they were actually going to come in contact. Ruben?
Yeah, it was very close indeed. Jason Nichols just jumping in pit lane. Caught that in the background, but he's just doing that. Possibly got a penalty for speeding in pit lane, and he's got a serve, unfortunately. But the rest of the trucks are out, and well, luckily, with those couple of moments where we had to take a deep breath, they're still running green, importantly.
Yeah, let's hope, like we said, we get a good, decent green run here. It'll be great.
You can see some different lines by drivers being approached as they cut across the, it's not really a tri-oval section, is it, here at Michigan, but just across the start-finish section of the track, just making it slightly less area they have to race, gaining a couple of extra milliseconds as they do it.
It's a great shot from Renato Rubens. It just shows you how close and how things are, side by side, right up behind, in the draft, making it work.
You see that Johnson just getting in the lead now, with Phelps right on his rear. He's sticking there, trying to use a little bit of draft to his advantage to try and leapfrog Schultz now. Phelps is desperate to get ahead, and well, he's going to want to try and get that lap lead point as well. Just that bonus point could be crucial in this championship battle.
Absolutely. It doesn't look like Adam Malone's there giving too much help to Jai Schultz, so I would have expected him to be a little bit closer if he was trying to help him. He's just sitting off, just that little bit, not giving much assistance at all to Jai.
Yeah, but oh, Phelps just jumps up into between that gap between Malone and Schultz there, just stopping them from working together. That was a decisive little move there from him.
Talent, isn't he? Like, touches by millimetres and a man of talent.
Shuffling cars in a pack like this at speeds of almost 300 kilometers per hour at the end of the straights. It is a very tough thing to do, and you've got to be millimetre perfect, and that was absolutely that.
He's obviously got a good spotter or somebody calling for him, because as you said, there was only millimetres in that one.
It was a risky move to play, but he took it, and it's paid off because it has broken those two cars up a little bit. He's dropping back down now to try and get up front. He desperately wants to try and get a lap lead, I think, here, just so he can secure that little point. Looking a little bit further back, Norman Clark still at the back of the pack. He's sitting there just waiting for things to happen, not too worried about the rest of this race, of course. He's planning on making a run in the latter stages, I imagine. But just at this moment, just sitting towards the back of the... Well, he's sitting on his own at the moment, about 7 seconds off the leader. But that can change very quickly if there is a wreck up the front.
Yeah, Carl, I don't know, I'm not trying to tell Robert, I think he's sitting far too far back for my liking where he is. I mean, if it doesn't have another yellow, he's got no chance of winning at this rate.
It looks like he dropped off the back of the pack and lost the all-crucial draft, and that has really stuck him in an unenviable position. We've got a lot of racing in the mid-pack as well as the front, as they look like they might be just looking at 3 wide again, and just pulling it at the right moment. But the mid-pack is still battling away, and there is still plenty of action. Up at the front, Phelps getting a good run for the lead, though. The 0.6 on the 44 under the inside now, getting a run, using that side draft to his advantage. He's going to try and push forward and get a lap under his belt here. A little bit further back, Jamie Curvis working his way up nicely through the pack as well. Biggest mover of the night so far is Raymond Yeager in 7th, 11 positions gained.
Yeah, as I said, great driver, Raymond Yeager. Yeah, well, Ruben's got that bonus point now. I think you'll see a more calmer Ruben. He'll start to work in centimetres, not millimetres, now that he's led that lap.
And you can see he's just easing off a little bit now. He's not defending to the utmost degree of his ability now. He's just relaxed a little tiny bit, but that is not much, of course. It's still full-on assault here, and he's keeping Oh, as just behind. Who was that? That was Adam Malone just getting up in the wall. He saves it, but that's going to slow the truck down as he crinkled up the front. Some possible damage to the front right as well. Could hurt his suspension, make the truck a little bit harder to drive in this race.
Well, we'll go back and have a look. He certainly scraped the side of it, didn't he?
He did, and it was a fairly hefty whack. So, these things really do add up in racing, and you don't want to have too many of those. So we'll just see here, just gets into the corner, and over back a little bit far here. So side by side with their curvers here as they go into the corner, and just gets caught a little bit off guard. Maybe he's gone down.
He had to do it right. The previous laps he's done it right. So when he does make that mistake, he just obviously gets onto that throttle too early. The front pushes up and he gets into that wall.
Throws you out very quickly when those little things happen, and it's never fun.
For sure, Carl. That's for sure. Absolutely. Backline now. Had a little bit of chatter there amongst the drivers. There must have been something happening there. Some drivers were just giving each other a friendly warning about some things.
Oh, it's always the way, isn't it? When you're chatting across the radio, you're always nice and friendly to the other drivers. Just saying, just calm it down a little bit here. We've still got a lot
of that.
There's been a lot of aggression in this early stage. We're on lap 21 now, 79 to go, and quite aggressive driving at the front of the field. And I think a few drivers are just sort of going, look, we need to calm this down if we want to make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, everybody who's in the championship is trying to lead a lap. As you saw, Rubens now dropped off. He's not driving near as aggressive, like I said, now that he's led that lap. And Norman slowly catching back up to people in front, so it's coming together for people. Jamie holding steady.
And we've got another one of those championship drivers now working his way up. He's pushing through on the low line. That's Matty Ray in the yellow and orange SRM machine, the mobile brake and mechanical repair machine. And he's going to want to try and get up there and get a lap led under his belt as well to keep his championship hopes alive. And he's just shuffling his way up, though. We see this with Matty Ray. Doesn't tend to move too hard until the latter stages of the race.
No, Matty Ray is always I'm not a betting man, but if you are, he's always a good each-way bet to win the championship. He's got some talent, that's for sure.
Yeah, and when you talk about consistent drivers, he is one of those that you really would put up top of the list. Matty Ray is consistently up there, and if you're looking at top tens, he's probably got most of anybody.
Yeah, Carl, and it's driver awareness. He knows exactly what's going on around him, which is great. He doesn't make too many errors like that.
No, he's one of those drivers that's very good, and he's very good at working his way through the pack and just keeping his eye out for trouble. We call him Mr. Sheen because he tends to keep his truck very, very clean throughout a race, and that is a skill that really does pay off when you're in a championship battle.
And he's got a couple of teammates driving with him and staying with him, so that's always a help too. When you've got a teammate behind you, you're not going to get turned, so you just look out that windscreen, forget about the rearview mirror.
Couple of drivers just having a little bit of connectivity issue as well. Something else that you have to be constantly on the lookout for virtual racing is when a driver heads off to the shadow realm. It can really put you off as you're driving along behind them, and you sort of notice that car blinking in and out of existence, and it really is one of those things you just have to sort of hope that they pop back into existence in the right place, and it puts you off racing close sometimes with that person.
Yeah, well, Lockie's the one doing the blinking out there. Of course, he's on Matty Ray's team. There's four of them, nose to tail in teammates. But, Lockie's just blinking a little. He's looking solid now.
That's it, giving the old router a bit of a kick and got everything working back in order. But it can have some effects as you're racing in a pack, of course, because when that car vanishes from existence, it can change the way the draft works, and sometimes just play things around a little bit. All of a sudden you have a big moment of air hitting the car where you didn't expect it, so you have to be a little bit careful of the driving as well. But all of the drivers out here doing a good job at the moment, keeping the cars in the right place, keeping them in the right spot and moving along nicely. Here is Jai Schultz gets below the yellow line, just catches it, but he's going to drop back in the pack now. I think he's actually coming in pit lane.
Yeah, but what guy's there now? Is he tactics lap 25? I'm not quite sure why he'd be doing that.
That's early for a green flag stop for sure, but possibly deciding he's going to come in now just as a bit of a strategy call, a bit of a strange one here. Let's hope that it's nothing too major and he can get back out on track and everything's okay.
Perhaps he's just going to be the first to pit. Like I said, Carl, if he didn't pit under that caution,
Oh no, he didn't, of course.
he didn't, but I thought he could have got another 2 laps, but he's decided the short pit, be the first one off. Now he's pitted, hope for a caution. It's quite a big track here, so you don't always go down a lap when you pit. So that could be a good strategy if something happens and a caution comes out.
Of course, they have not pitted yet, so these leaders are going to be very close to their fuel limit now, of course. I absolutely forgot that one. Brad, thanks for reminding me. We've got Tompkins and Jaeger up in the top group at the moment. Those two have taken their stop, so they've got a bit of extra fuel, but the rest of the field from 1st to 8th position will need to come in pit lane very shortly. So green flag stops underway here tonight.
Yeah, I love green flag stops. It's exciting. It really puts the pressure on you getting on the pit road and off pit road. It's let's see who practiced in the warm-up getting on and off pit road.
Yeah, it's an absolute skill to have. Of course, these cars do not have limiters, so you have to be on it when you get into pit lane. You have to watch your speed, keep your eyes out, and it's very easy to speed in pit lane. And, well, when you do that, you end up with a drive-through penalty, which is going to really hurt your race. So getting those stops absolutely right is important. The other thing, of course, going in on cold brakes and very easy to snag a wheel, lock up and make a big mistake as you go into that pit entry at, well, over 200 odd kilometres per hour.
Yeah, these guys are very experienced. They probably won't speed too much on pit road, but it's getting on the pit road that the real drivers will shine. Those who have practiced, those who have done it, where they get on the pit road and pick up a second or two. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's it. It's the confidence of getting in and out is a major thing, and it can gain you a huge amount of time in a green flag stop.
Yeah, well, they're going to take 4 tyres when they come in, that's for sure. And on fresh rubber, you can actually floor it. Once you get past the cone or pit road, there's no need to lift. So you'll just be flat to the boards and go from there.
So leaders coming in now. So we've got Phelps popping it in. Big group of SRM machines there deciding to pit together. So they're coming through nicely. Now watch for those cars that have taken stops jumping up the order, and that includes Championship leader Norman Clark. He's up into 7th position now as he made his stop under the pace car. Everybody is coming through pit lane now, so everybody's making their stops. So it will be interesting to see how this one runs out. Current leader is Noddy Tompkins. He is in the lead of the race. He's going to get himself that bonus point for a lap led, and he's got Rain Jaeger just behind him. They've got a good 2.5 second lead over Jake Sallington and Brett Campbell in 4th position. Paul Drake sitting in 5th position at the moment, having a good run with Mark Smith behind him. Norman Clark in 7th with Ruben Phelps popping out of pit lane. He should be just outside the top 10, just behind Jai Schultz and the rest of the crew. But you can see Jai Schultz has actually gained a little bit of time now with that pit stop. He has gained a bit of a lead over the rest of those guys, and he's got a nice gap now for when the rest of the cars start pitting.
Well, that's the beauty of short pitting. You come out on fresh rubber and you can usually pick up a bit of time, but of course the other side of that coin is that your tyres wear quicker than the people behind you, so they pick up time at the end. Now, I don't think Norman pitted under that caution, unfortunately. I hope he did, because did he?
He did on my screen, so...
Oh, good. Okay, I don't have that on my screen, so yeah. So Norman can start there. I just wonder if this is Norman's chance to try and stay out as long as he can a lead lap. Unfortunately, with dropping off the draft like he did, he would have been driving with his throttle full down, so he would have used a bit of fuel.
Yeah, that's it. It very much depends where you come out after this green flag stop, of course. If you come out all on your lonesome, that could really be race over for you. But if you come out in a nice group, that could really pay off. Jaeger coming in pit lane, he's actually pitting... he's made his 2nd stop now as well, so he's decided he's going to come in a little bit earlier in this stint, get himself on the almost the same pit strategy as the rest of those cars. So he's decided to come in early. Of course, beauty of having a little bit of extra fuel in the tank means that you're stationary for a little bit less time.
Yeah, but of course he will be taking tyres, and that'll be what takes the time, changing those 4 fresh Goodyears.
Of course, not the quick changes that you used to in Formula One with the old NASCARs. It is done with brute force and a very slow wheel gun.
Yeah, absolutely. These have, is it 6 nuts or 5 nuts on each wheel? So you've got to hit your mark.
A lot of skill for those virtual mechanics to have.
They practice it constantly to get it right.
So we're just seeing some cars working their way through. We've got quite a few cars lapped down now after making those stop breaks. And the first of them with Adam Ariel, Adam Lane, Kobe Jordan, Derek Jacobs. Final car, a single lap down. Got Russell Bracker back out on track as well. He's 11 laps off the lead after getting some repairs done. And that is the final car running. We've got 20 cars still out on track tonight here for the Australian Stock Car Championship, brought to you by Outlaw Images for this round, the Michigan round of the championship.
Yeah, it's great. It's been a good championship. Mark wanted me to go in and try and defend my title, but it wasn't going to happen.
Enjoying the break out of the car. Look, it's been a pleasure having you up here in the booth because it makes my job so much easier.
Well, I've never done it before, Carl, so I'm learning as you know. You're trying to teach me and it's going good. But it's been good to have a break and watch. I miss it. I do love driving the trucks. It's a good thing to watch this, but it couldn't be any more exciting for me even watching this. This is a great battle.
Yeah, we've had some good races this year, and this one is stacking up as well. 35 laps run now. We've still got 65 remaining here tonight, so still a lot of action to come as Tompkins comes into pit lane. The first of those be the lead group to start pitting. I imagine we're going to see a few more cars popping in pit lane now, as those drivers that stopped under caution will need to come and top up their tanks. And we do indeed. We've got Drady, Smith and Clark in pit lane.
Yeah, well, Noddy was leading, so obviously he was burning the most fuel. And Norman also now. So, Norman didn't get to lead a lap, so it was unfortunate for you.
Jake Salton and Brett Campbell now at the front of the field, and I imagine that won't be too long until we see those two popping down pit lane. Of course, Brett Campbell running the Golden Octopus Foundation colours tonight for supporting childhood cancer, so a very worthy cause for that car. I'm glad we can get it on screen for a little bit of coverage.
Yeah, he deserves it. A good guy and a great cause, of course. We all should be supporting it.
So Jai Schultz will be jumping back to the lead of this race now that everybody has come through pit lane. Jai has got a little bit of time over Toby Stent in second, about 2 and a bit seconds between those cars, but that will be closing relatively quickly, I imagine, as Toby is working with Daniel Johnson in just behind him, and those two will be going a little bit quicker working together than running out there on your lonesome.
It's always good to have friends out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, of course, the draft makes such a difference on these race courses, doesn't it, Brad?
Oh, for sure. This is a high-speed racetrack. The draft is absolutely huge for two reasons. Not only you go quicker, but you use less fuel. So, for sure.
And looking at that draft in action, you can jump back to Ruben Phelps, Jamie Nankervis and Matty Ray. Those three hooking up nicely together and working in a trio to get themselves along, and they are absolutely flying at the moment, setting some good lap times. Of course, 3 cars in a draft will go quicker than 2 cars.
Yes, absolutely they will. Third car, like we spoke about before, is so important to the draft. It really determines how at the top end speed.
So, and we jump on with Norman now, who is currently sitting in 18th position. After making that stop, he's sort of, again, a little bit in no man's land, unfortunately. Sort of not really got anybody to work with here tonight, so the strategy's not playing out too well for him. He's sitting a good 3 or so seconds, 3 or more seconds actually.
Yeah,
about 4 seconds off Paul Drady.
Yeah, for sure. And what was unfortunate with Norman was he came out on fresh tyres, of course, but was way off the people in front. And then the car that was behind him, and I thought, oh, he might get a bit of a push or a tow here, was on older tyres, so he couldn't keep up with Norman. So poor old Norman is still stranded out on his own.
And he's got to be careful because he's getting perilously close to dropping a lap as well. He's still got about 20 seconds in hand before he falls a lap down. But if these drivers at the front start working together and start pushing along, that could change it. But up the front, it is possibly a change as Toby Stent has caught the leader now. He's getting a good run on the 27, the 189. Pushing along nicely on the low line, gets through and gets into the lead of the race once more. Toby Stent working well tonight. Jai Schultz looking to get that position back. He wants to try and lead the most laps, of course. Just to have those bragging rights, but getting a strong finish tonight is crucial for Jai Schultz.
Yeah, it's good to see the crossover in action, isn't it? Side by side, these two guys, they're just both at it.
They are indeed, and well, racing side by side will slow down a tiny bit, and that will bring in Daniel Johnson into the battle. But the main thing that's going to come into play is Phelps, Nankervis, and Raymond. Those three working very well. And then just a little bit further back, you've got Jaeger and Urquio. They're going to link up with that group soon. And that will be a mighty train to push forwards. They will catch these leaders very quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Daniel's aligned with any of them out there. So it'll be interesting to see who he goes with when he does catch them.
Absolutely. You've got to love the lone wolves at the front of the pack, and it can be a huge factor who they decide to back, because that can be a race win or a race loss if you get the backing of the right person.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling to see the right person coming up behind your car when you're racing hard. Yeah.
It is indeed. There's a few greater feelings in racing on ovals when you get somebody you know is going to work with you on the draft. It really can make your night a lot better, a little bit easier as well.
Yeah, it can be the difference between 1st and 15th, Carl. That's the truth.
Much so. Toby Stent, one of the biggest movers so far, 10 positions gained, but the biggest mover of the night is still Raymond Jaeger, 11 positions gained, and that is surely going to go up very shortly as he catches up to this lead group.
Yeah, Raymond will be disappointed he hasn't been able to compete in more of the sessions on the Saturday night, but as I said earlier, it's great to see him back on track.
Yes, indeed, and just having a bit of a look at some of the other racing going on. We've got a good little pack working their way up with Adam Ariel and Brett Campbell, those two battling it out a little bit down in 11th and 12th position, and they're catching up to a few drivers, and that could pay off in the long run. If you get some good pace in this early stage, that can really help you out. One of the early leaders, well, one of the early high-up leaders, I should say, one of the drivers battling for the lead, Adam Malone, he has fallen back a bit. Damage on the right front of that truck hurting him, and he's actually coming into pit lane by the looks of things. So, obviously struggling out there after that tap on the wall. And, of course, a wrinkle on the front of the truck can make a huge difference in overall pace.
Yeah, it can. It just every game. Look at the side of that car. That car. It's just scraped at that wall really hard. That was that one that we saw when he ploughed into it off turn 2.
Exactly, and you can get a few repairs done in pit lane, but you need a fair amount of tape on the front of a truck like that to get it back into some relatively good times, and it looks like he is pulling out of the race, unfortunately, pulling it behind the wall. So we have lost another truck, Adam Malone, out of this race.
Yeah, disappointing for Adam, obviously. Sorry, Carl, didn't mean to cut off. Disappointing for Adam. Obviously, he pancaked the side of that truck big time, so yeah, he doesn't want to cause a wreck and affect the outcome of the season, so he's pulled the plug.
Yeah, wise little move to make there. Just looking a little bit further back, Norman Clark is starting to close in on some trucks. He's just got up to Kobe Jordan. Kobe just having a little bit of damage on the front right of that truck. Norman working his way up past him, and now it gives Kobe a little bit of a chance to work with Norman. If you can jump on the back of the truck there, get a little bit of the draft, you can sort of carry on some of that speed, but you've got to link up quite quickly so you don't lose the truck ahead when you've got damage like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Norman is a religious man, but I reckon he'd be having his fingers and praying that a caution comes out because he needs something to stop going a lap down at this time.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. He's actually gaining a little bit of time, but it's uh, it's it's only a very small amount. He's pulled up about 2 seconds on the leader, so it is somewhat working for him. But he's got to have something to change the outcome of this race. We're almost a halfway distance. It's Toby Stent in the lead. Jai Schultz, the front runner for the championship battle, with Ruben Phelps just behind him. Daniel Johnson in fourth. Matty Ray, the other driver in contention for the championship tonight, in fifth position. Nankervis sixth. Seventh for Jaeger, Urquio eighth, ninth for Tompkins, and Brenton Henderson rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Carl, whether we'll end up seeing somebody come back for Norman, a teammate or something coming back to give some assistance there if he keeps dropping back the way he is, or looks like going a lap down. Yeah, you might see a teammate thinking, well, I'm going to get out there, drop back a few spots and bring him up to pace.
Yeah, if we get green flag running, something like that is going to be needed for sure, because it is a little bit lonely down there. And it's a tricky thing at this stage, because it's with a green race running like this, it got to start backdating your pit stops, trying to make it as far as you can, trying to make as few stops to the end as possible. So possibly a little bit of fuel saving going on for a couple of the trucks out there as well. Could be an opportunity to try and make it home on just 2 more stops, maybe.
Yeah, that's for sure, Carl. That's exactly what I'd be doing, fuel saving out there if I can do it. As I said, man, we're just talking about Normix in leading championship. He won't be fuel saving at all, though. He's just got his foot flat, hoping to pick up some, get onto the draft of somebody. So he's chewing through a ton of fuel, where you've got these other people who, like you said, will be just backing off that throttle, just 75%, you know.
That's it. And well, we're getting close to another set of green flag stops up the front. I reckon we'll see about 6 more laps, and we'll start seeing those trucks needing to pop in for another top up of gas.
Yeah, we're watching a little group there running around. Everyone's being polite now and everything. It's just settled in as we approach halfway mark.
It is, and well, that little group behind is starting to get a little bit racy. Matty Ray in the lead of that pack. He's trying to get up to the back of Ruben Phelps now, and linking up the rest of those trucks. And there are quite a few SRM trucks in that mix, and they could be in a good position to get a couple of laps led here. As we hear on our in-race radios, we can hear a couple of drivers looking at coming in pit lane, and Daniel Johnson's going to be the first of them to pit.
Yeah, I heard Daniel call out, and Brett Carroll also called out. So here we go. Again, green flag stops. I love it. It's a very clean-looking truck, isn't it?
It is indeed. I was admiring the paint job of Daniel Johnson's truck before. It's a nice looking one. Always nice to see some good paint jobs out there, and one of the fun things for the liveries is spotting the liveries and seeing what people are running. And yeah, got a very clean one there tonight, and looks very nice indeed.
There you go. I believe that is a paint job from my sponsor, Custom Paints and Diecast. So a big shout out to Jordan Barry, who sponsored last year's season. Yeah, good on him. That's a nice looking, clean paint job.
Absolutely, and it's always nice when you're chatting about how good a paint job looks, and then all of a sudden you get that little voice popping into the back of your head telling you who does it. So big thanks to Mark for that one.
Yeah, I said my sponsor, and I didn't even know he'd done it. So yeah.
But you see that he's just come out with the leaders, so you see how much time is lost in the pit lane. Johnson just coming out with Toby Stent, so he's almost back on the lead lap. Not quite there. Jai Schultz coming in pit lane now, though. We saw Jai pitting a little bit earlier than the rest of the crowd, and he's having to come in a little bit earlier than the rest now to pay for that early stop. So could be another 2 or 3 laps for those guys out front to play out there. We've got 47 laps remaining, remember. So if you can, you want to leave it as long as possible to try and make it, so you only have 1 or so more stops to make it to the end.
Yeah, 100%, Carl. I think that's exactly right. Stopping now, taking a full load of fuel. I said you can do 27 laps, means one more stop only. Those first ones that pitted might have to take a second stop. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it could be just in the danger zone, and it's if you're running out on your own, that's when the fuel can really be chugged along and eaten up, and having to stop a couple of laps before the remainder of your rivals can leave you a little bit short at the end. You want to have enough fuel in there just in case there is a green-white checker as well. We've seen that catch a few people out in the past.
That's exactly it. That's what I think of when I'm in the truck. Okay, am I taking enough fuel so if there's a green white checker that I can make it without having to pit? That's the last thing you want.
So it looks like Toby Stent might be coming in now. He drops to the low line, goes into pit lane. Toby Stent pitting from the lead. Ruben Phelps now lead of the race, and well, Matty Ray is tantalisingly close to the front now to get a lap led under his belt. Of course, can be tricky when you're racing your teammates, especially when you're championship rivals. You want to try and get that position, but you've got to be careful not to tag your teammate.
Yeah, you do. This will be a great couple of laps here to watch what goes on between teammates. And, we know Ruben's led a lap, so he's got the bonus point, but we know how hungry Matty will be for that point.
He's relatively close now, and he's definitely thinking about it. He's got Jaeger just behind him, just to give him that little bit extra, bit less aero on the truck, help it slide along like a slippery fish through water, get that little bit of extra speed up on Ruben Phelps. But will we see him coming in pit lane before Phelps or afterwards? That's the question. Can Phelps make it a little bit longer, or will we see all the SRM trucks coming in together? So it looks like we might be seeing those SRM machines in pit lane now as Ruben drops to the low line. So does Matty Ray. Pulling the pin now, getting in pit lane. And they're going to try and shuffle themselves together to work together for the rest of this race. As Lachlan Accio joins them as well. So 3 SRM trucks in pit lane for the front of the pack. Brenton Henderson also joining the group. So 4 SRM trucks in pit lane now. They were a little bit staggered out on the racetrack, of course. So it's whether you want to lose a couple of seconds by just joining up on pit exit. You'll surely get those seconds back, though, working together with a little bit of draft action.
Yeah, well, this is the last race of the year. There is no next week, so it's just teamwork this week. You want one of your drivers to win the championship, and you've got to support who you need to support. And Raymond Yager's led a lap. There you go. So he's moved up lots of places.
Yeah, getting that lap led, he's going to be happy for that. Noddy Tompkins gets back to de facto leader again with the pit stop shuffle, one of the other SRM trucks. So we've seen some good racing from Noddy recently. He's been having some fantastic results and coming on leaps and bounds on the oval circuit.
Again, just part of a good, strong team and a great driver.
Just behind.
1,000 members in that team, haven't they, or is it only 6?
I think it's close to 1,000. So I checked. Always nice though to have a few extra drivers in there. It helps with the camaraderie and just gives you a little bit to work with, so you know what's going on. Just behind Noddy though, we've got Jake Samson for the Anscarl team up there. He's having a good run in second place at the moment. He's going to have to pop in pit lane shortly. Just behind them is Brett Campbell, as we say, the Golden Octopus Foundation. Running along nicely at the moment. He's in third. We'll have to come down pit lane shortly, though. And then we've got Norman Clark in fourth position. So Norman is working his way up again, but sadly has to come down pit lane. A caution now, though, could absolutely change his race.
Yeah, it will. And even if Norman does go that lap down, he'll be thinking lucky dog. He'll be thinking, will it go, stay green the whole race? Let's hope not, and try and keep in that lucky dog position, because he will possibly go near a lap down when he pits. Let's hope not.
That's it. We'll see how it shakes out. And, well, pit stops usually means the chance of a caution happening, of course. As you said, getting out there on fresh tyres, it gives you that bit of confidence, but you have to be cautious not to loop the truck. Everything feels different when you're back out on track on a nice fresh set of sticky tyres, but sometimes you can overdrive it and make a little mistake.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's keeping focus for 100 laps around here with everything going on. It's easy to make that mistake.
Is indeed, but all the drivers are doing a great job tonight of not making those mistakes, which is what we'd love to see. 39 laps remaining now, 61 run here, and well, we're getting towards the tail end of this race. It won't be too long until we see the remainder of those cars pitting. Jake Sallington, the leader of this secondary group at the moment. Paul Drady, the tail gun Charlie for that group in 5th position. So we'll see how this strategy plays out. But having those few extra laps under your belt, being able to go a little bit longer into a stint is always a good thing in my book.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing in anyone's book, Carl. It's very interesting what's happening here at the moment. As we're watching Norman, he's running third. If those cars in front of him would just pit, but as we know, Brett was one of the last ones to pit. So I think Brett Campbell running second just in front of him. He's got a few more laps in his tank than Norman has.
Yeah, it's tantalisingly close, isn't it? It's tricky because you know that you can't. If you run out of fuel, your race is going to be done. It's very hard to get back around the track when you're running on.
Sorry, Carl, interrupt. Brett Campbell saying he's going to pit. So I think money has exchanged hands and he's going to pit and get out of Norman's way.
Norman coming in as well by the looks of it, though.
Oh, there you go. Unfortunate. And the car behind Norman is past him on pit lane. Diddy speed. The 07, I think it was.
Yeah, Mark Smith and Paul Drady, they came in very hot there. They were absolutely last minute on the brakes. They just got it pulled up in time. We'll find out if they come down pit lane in the next few laps, if they got a speeding penalty. Jake Sampson doing a good job, though. He's got some of the longer stint in this stage, so he's the last car to pit. He'll be, I imagine, coming to pit lane this time round, though, as he drops down, gets ready, gets the car shaped up, and into pit lane he goes. A little bit of a wobble and a lock up there, and he is through pit lane, and well, back to Jai Schultz in the lead now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Mark Smith and Paul Rady got a penalty or not. They're teammates, so they pitted together. And of course, Paul being the partner of our sponsor, major sponsor for tonight's race, Outlaw Images. Thanks, Hayley, for tonight's sponsorship, and good luck to them both. I know she'll be wanting to win.
No, she's cheering on. Yeah, that's it. Up the front is Jai Schultz versus Toby Stett. The battle that has been going on for many laps now. We've seen this group of cars fighting it out lap after lap after lap. And Jai Schultz currently in the lead. Got Daniel Johnson and Daniel Johnson up there as well. And then it's the SRM crew. We got Ruben Phelps with Maddie Ray and Lachlan Acquia all in a group. They've got Jamie Nankervis and Raymond Yeager to play with as well. So a very strong group of cars sitting behind the leaders. If these two leaders start to squabble, they're going to lose time in heaps and droves and fall into the grips of those cars behind them.
It's starting to move toward that point, Ian, isn't it? It's just going to get more and more exciting as we go forward.
So just looking back, Norman Clark out with Mark Smith and Brett Campbell. Those guys have got it working nicely. And just looking to see what's happened to Paul Drady, because he has fallen off a little bit in this stint.
He has there, Carl. I was trying to work out myself what had gone on there because they all pitted at the same time. I didn't see anybody get the black flag, so maybe Paul went through his pit. I'm not sure what occurred. I have no idea, but he certainly dropped off the back by a long, long way.
Yeah, Paul missed his pit box, unfortunately. He had to slam it into reverse, and that cost him a whole heap of time. So that's why he's fallen off the back of those cars when they came in together. Easy thing to do. Obviously, it's not easy hitting those pit boxes. It's you've got to have very good eyesight to see your little stick waving in the air, and you're mainly relying on your old crew chief to tell you where it is sometimes.
Well, hopefully Haley will have lots of images, and he'll be able to pin them up on a wall and say, "This is not what you do, Paul, when you're trying to have a good finish."
Absolutely, it's not what we want to have happen. That's for sure. Up the front, the battle is still going on between Schultz and Stento. These two are fighting at the moment, and they're still setting some fairly good times. But the cars behind him are setting better times. Just looking at the time screen, Phelps, Jaeger, Nankervis, Raymond, and Urquio are a good 2 to 3 tenths faster than the drivers up ahead. As all just breaking news, it looks like we may have lost one of our championship contenders, Ruben Phelps.
What's happened? I don't know what's going on.
Looks like he has had a failure.
Disconnection, so an internet failure, not a driver failure.
That is hard indeed. One of the perils of online racing, of course, it's a bit like an engine blowing or mechanical failure in a full metal race car, but that is devastating for Ruben Phelps. That's going to knock him out of this championship race. So we are now down to 3 contenders for the championship. It's Clark, Raymond, and Schultz in the battle, and you've got to say at the moment it's looking like Schultz is in the front running.
100% Schultz is in the front running. He's been up the front the whole night. He's tried to lead from the front, and good on him for doing it.
Yeah, he's doing the harder way. He is trying to get the win as well. But he is putting in a lot of effort here, and he is doing a great job. He's still battling with Toby Stent. These two swapping lap leads lap after lap as they are racing hard with each other. But it is going all Schultz's way, but that can change in a heartbeat. We've still got 30 laps remaining. Remember, Jai Schultz was one of the earlier cars to stop as well, so he could be needing a little bit longer in the pit bay. He needs to take a little bit more fuel, and that could hurt him in the latter stages of this race.
Yeah, that's exactly what we spoke about, the advantage of short pitting and the disadvantages. Advantage being you gain some time at the end, the disadvantage being you lose some time.
And he has been leading a fair few laps now and fighting out on front, and that is definitely going to be eating away at that fuel in the tank. So he's just got to try and make it to lap 78, I think it is, off my calculations, to be home dry.
Yeah, well, I've just been trying to look around to see where Jai Schultz's teammates are, and they're nowhere near him, so he's absolutely 100% good on him doing it on his own.
He is. It's not been an easy race for him, but he is absolutely racing. It's just a bit further behind with 3 wide with Jaeger, Johnson and Raymond. These three absolutely battling that. You can see at the top of your screen there, going for it. On the inside is Matty Ray. You've got Raymond Jaeger in the middle and Daniel Johnson up on the high line. This group of cars deciding, we want to get a little bit racy in this race now. There's a little bit of side-on-side contact between Jaeger and Johnson. This battle is heating up in the mid-pack.
Well, like I say, Jaeger can drive. I mean, I was an ex-teammate of Raymond Jaeger, and I tell you, if you're going to have a guy in the middle with roaming 3 wide, I know who I'd want there. He's safe as houses.
Indeed, he is a very good racer on these ovals, and it looks like Johnson might be thinking about pit lane, maybe. No, he's still going on. But yeah, this battle is great stuff, and up the front it's still going on between Stent and Schultz. These two are side by side pretty much every lap. They are racing great guns with each other, really racing hard.
Yeah, they certainly are. We're getting some excitement there from new people who are posting messages here. Actually, Sarah K. Jesberg, she's jumping up and down going for Jai Schultz.
That little bit of cheerleading could absolutely go a long way in helping him out tonight. He needs every little bit of help he's getting. He's doing all he can in the truck, so that little bit of help on the sideline is definitely going to help him out.
He's doing everything right. He's done everything right all night. So again, we'll just see how the short pitting, whether it works to an advantage or disadvantage. You know, it's either a brilliant strategy or it's going to cost him. I'm not sure. I don't know. There is no right or wrong yet. We'll know at the drop of the checkered flag.
exactly, and we'll find out soon as we're on board with Jai Schultz at the moment. You can see Toby Stent just in front of him once more. We're getting to that crucial point now, almost on lap 75, and it'll be 25 laps remaining, of course. It is just on that crossover point where you can just about make it home on fuel now. A couple more laps in the bag and you will make it home for sure. So getting those extra laps is crucial. Jai Schultz, 22 laps into this stint. He should be pretty safe to make it to the end. But he's just got to decide when he comes down pit lane now. That will be a crucial moment for this race.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly why Jai didn't try and fight for that lead there. He's led on lots of laps, and now he's just got to try and save that little bit of fuel, gain that extra lap or two that he needs, and he'll be great.
He will. And just behind him is the gap is closing in as Jaeger is closing up on the back of him. Looks like Jaeger is actually Adam Ariel, sorry. Very similar looking car from a distance.
Oh, yes, they are. From a distance, you can't split them.
That's it. There's always a trouble when you're watching. Adam Ariel, one of the first cars to come in, but it won't be long now till all these leaders will start looking to come in. I think the big one is going to be the SRM team because they've got a lot of cars up close to the front of the pack now. With them all coming in together, they'll be able to get a little bit of draft action going. I might be able to get the jump here, but laps are starting to tick away for sure.
Important is this last green flag stop. Like, Toby Oval racing is not exciting.
Absolutely, it's a crucial stop for sure, and we're now into that moment. We're on lap 77, almost in lap 78, where you can absolutely make it home without too much trouble. I think we're going to see Jai Schultz coming in pit lane very, very shortly, though. It'll be the next lap or two that we see Schultz coming down pit lane. He doesn't have much fuel left in that truck, I'm sure. But when will everybody else pit? That's going to be the question. Who is going to pull the trigger in that group? Who's going to decide to come down pit lane early?
Yeah, well, as we know, I think we know Jai will. I think Jai will be one of the first to pit as he did earlier. We've got Brett Campbell on pit road at the moment, as we can see. It'll be amazing seeing Jai, get down on the pit road from 180 miles per hour down to 55 by the time he hits that yellow cone line.
Daniel Johnson in pit lane with Noddy Tompkins. Those guys making their final stop of the evening. And, well, it is all go now. Noddy Tompkins having a relatively short stint there. He's decided to come in now to get the final stop underway. And he's going to see how this one runs out. Up the front, Toby Stent still in the lead. He is going along nicely. And, yeah, it's tense now as Jai Schultz pulls the trigger. It's Schultz coming in pit lane. How does this pit lane entry go for him? Looks like it's nice and stable. Very calm indeed.
Yeah, that's professional.
I was just going to say, will one of these guys take only 2 tyres?
No. 4 fresh goodies. You can put 2 tyres on, but leave it till I get 4.
Yeah, I think with the amount of laps run and the amount of laps to go, I think it's a big risk to just go 2. And I don't think it's a huge gain as well, is it?
Yeah, no, you can't take 2 there. It's not like it's 5 or 6 laps. It's, you're going to run 20 laps thereabouts. So, you need 4 fresh good years.
Toby Stent in pit lane now. He's coming down to get his stop out of the way. And this is going to leave Randy Jaeger up the front of the pack. Yeah, in the lead at the moment. I'm sure Matty Ray will be desperate to try and get past him to get that lap led, just so he gets that bonus point in the bag with 20 laps remaining. It's been some fascinating stuff tonight. It's been some great racing on track, and we're in for some more to come.
We are. As I said, it's going to be a great 20 laps. I think it was a great Dale Earnhardt, who's team manager, had said, when you come in, Dale, we're going to put 2 tyres on. And Dale said, you can put 2 tyres on, but I'm not leaving pit road until you've put 4 on.
As they come in, and a little bit of drama there, just a few deep breaths taken, I'm sure, for Matty Ray, as Lachlan came and just snagged a break, but they all get in smoothly, and going to leave Jake Saddington back out in the lead of this race. We saw Jake come in about 17 laps ago, so he's got a bit of fuel left in the tank. And this is what we were talking about. The longer you can go in a stint, sometimes the better. If a caution comes out now, Jake will be in a fantastic position.
Will be. And that's the good and the bad of teammates. Like you all pit together. A little error can cause a huge team wreck, and it's just so scary at times when you try and do the right thing by each other.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, coming into pit lane with many cars around you is always a scary thing indeed, and all it takes is just a little bit too much pressure on that brake pad, and the car will spin around and accidents will happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've always said to my teammates, at some stage we are going to get into each other. Like, it's not going to be on purpose. Just forget about it and get on with it.
There's no malice between teammates, but sometimes accidents do happen.
Yeah, we do. We race close. We try and get there. We try and support each other and push each other to the win and do everything else. At times, we make errors. We're not perfect.
That early stop for Jai Schultz paying off once again. Those fresh tyres really helping him out and get a nice jump on the lead. He has got a decent advantage over Toby Stent. 3-second lead now in this race. Well, 3 seconds in second place, I should say. Jake Santon is still the leader. But Jai Schultz has worked that one perfectly for this race and gotten a very safe lead.
Yeah, Sarah will be jumping out of her skin, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely timed that to perfection. Great running there from Jai, and it's been a solid race tonight. It's been a champion's race, and he has put all the effort in. Jake Sampson comes into pit road. He is coming in to get the final top up of fuel for the remainder of this race, and that's going to leave Jai in the lead. And, well, you've got to say, he has earned this run. He came into this race the dark horse of the championship. He was 8 points off the lead, of course, but he is doing everything he can to get the win, and he's doing a fantastic job of that. He's got Matty Ray to fight with still. Matty Ray could still cause an upset here if he gets right onto the tail of Jai Schultz at the end of this race.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I mean, and I agree with you, Carl. Like, during the week, there's talk of who's going to win this, who's going to do that. Jai Schultz was always there, but his name was never at the top of anybody's list. And he's come out there tonight. He has blitzed them. He's just driven his race, and he's driven a champion's race. So, like you said, unless Matty can pull something out, it's amazing. It's a great drive from Jai tonight.
Absolutely. He started off the season strong at Daytona, getting that victory, of course. And can he end it in the same style by getting the win tonight?
Yeah, well, he's certainly looking like it. It's going to be amazing to see the points difference as they get towards the pointy end. What have we got? A few laps? 16 to go, 15, 16 to go. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing all he can at the moment. There's 4 points between himself and Matty Ray. So those bonus points for leading this race could be absolutely crucial for him tonight.
Yeah, they could be. I'm just looking at Matty Ray. He's got a teammate right behind him. He's running in fifth, with a teammate running in sixth. So you can be sure they're going to be teaming up and trying to move forward to catch him. And there's time.
Yeah, it's time indeed. And Mark's going to be sweating in the broadcast booth as he's probably going to get his calculator out and get ready to do the maths at the end of this race if it stays as it is.
It's all too hard for me, the maths. That's why I drive cars.
Exactly. Look, this is why we drive. We don't do the hard math stuff.
I'm actually hoping Paul or Jamie will jump in and finalise the points bearing the race review, if there's anything to be looked at.
It's the hard part, though. All those admins, they have to work hard sometimes. It's not very often. Occasionally they have to put in the hard work.
No, we certainly don't let admins decide in this championship. I think, we'll just let the drivers on the track sort that out.
Well, so far it's been very clean running for everybody, which is great to see. And we know that these drivers want to sort it out on the track, not in the admin's office. It's closing down. We've got 13 laps remaining now for the Michigan round of the Australian Stock Car Championship Summer Truck Series, brought to you by Outlaw Images.
What have we got? Was it one caution tonight? So 100 laps. That's we're not going to put the mock on him now. Of course, the commentator's Gerris, but it's been a fantastic race to watch. I love green flag pit stops. It's so exciting.
Absolutely, and we saved one caution. Still got 16 trucks in the running. We've lost Derek Jacobs, Ruben Phelps, Adam Malone, Russell Bracker, Jason Nicholas, Stevie Dubb, and Ross Cheatham in this race. But we still have a 16 strong car field. Just got one car lap down at the moment. That's Adam Ariel. So great running from everybody to have pretty much all the cars on the lead lap bar one is an impressive feat.
Yeah, like I say, green flag. It's been great. It's been exciting. It's been terrific. No one wants to see a wreck fest or a caution, deciding things. So this has just been flat out good drivers doing hard racing. It's a perfect way to end a season.
Absolutely, and speaking of good racing, Josh Schultz has absolutely had his finger on the pulse tonight, and he has pulled it out perfectly with that strategy he had, because he has given himself a good 3-second lead over second place man Toby Stent, who has had a solid run. Started in P11 up into second, shuffling his way nicely in this race. Matty Ray currently sitting in third. He is going to want to try and get up another position. The championship is tantalisingly close at the moment, but he just needs to get a little bit further up there to possibly secure it. He needs, in my maths, he needs second and a bonus lap, I think. So it would be very, very close indeed.
I think it's going to actually come down to the bonus points, unfortunately. If Jai can walk away with 4 of the 5 bonus points, I think he will seal the deal.
Yeah, well, Guy's certainly driving perfectly at the moment. He's hitting his mark lap after lap. I've been watching him, and he's just, every lap he's hitting his mark perfectly. So he's earning. If he wins, he's earned it.
Absolutely. And those bonus points, Mark, talk us through it.
Well, there's a bonus points for pole, so that went to, I can't even remember who started on pole. I think it was Toby.
That was Russell Bracker.
Russell.
Yeah,
Russell. So there's a bonus point there, bonus point for leading a lap. So all you've got to do is lead 1 lap, and then you have a bonus point for leading the most laps, and the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race.
Currently, Jai's got, I think he's got the most laps and lap led.
For sure, yeah.
So Matty Ray needs to get that fastest lap under his belt to get close, and currently that belongs to Toby Stent on a 39.6. He had a fantastic lap there, and that's going to be hard to beat, I think.
There's certainly no chance of Matty being able to beat that lap, on these tyres.
Very much so. So it's going to come down if there is a caution. It gives him that last little chance, but Jai Schultz doing everything he needs to do. He did it at the start of the season by getting that win at Daytona, and he could well do it tonight. But the race is not over. Anything can happen in motor racing, and it usually does. So keep your eyes on that one. A little bit further back, Matty Ray is catching on Toby Stent. He is closing the gap and could possibly move up into second place, and that will make the championship so very close indeed.
Yes, it will. That would be exactly what we want to see, a championship down to the wire. No one, I don't think, wants to bring out a caution. No one wants to see a caution come out at this time with 8 laps to go. But if it does, who's going to do, like you say, roll the dice? Who's going to take 2? Who's going to take 4? Who's going to try and stay out and not pit and hope those tyres cool down and get me there? And it'll be amazing.
Yeah,
sorry. I'm just hoping that we get a clear winner out of tonight and we don't have to go to a count back.
Yeah. Well, if it is a count back, Jai Schultz will, if he wins the race, he'll definitely have it because he'll have 2 victories.
Yes.
So that will be a nice, easy one to work out in that respect.
Getting a bit tight there between Lockie and Raymond Jager. Might just go back and have a look at that.
These guys have raced around each other a lot. There's no love lost. It's great. They respect each other completely. But yeah, they give no quarter and ask no quarter.
Yeah, this is exactly what Toby Stent wants to see in his mirrors are people battling out behind him, because if they start working together, gives them that opportunity to really close that gap up. There's still about half a second between Stent and Raymond, Matty Ray. And, well, if that can remain half a second, that will make it nice. We've still got 5 laps remaining here tonight, so still a lot can happen.
For sure, Carl. And Lockie obviously is a teammate of Matty Raymond. So all Lockie's trying to do is get on the back of Matty to push him forward so he can get past Toby Stent. That's all that's in their mind at the moment.
Is indeed. A little bit further back, got Noddy Tompkins on the move. He's just got past Jamie Nankervis. Those two battling it out in 7th and 8th at the moment, trying to bump up their championship a little bit. And then we have a good little race going on between Campbell Henderson for 10th spot. Brett Campbell defending 10th spot at the moment, just ahead of Brenton Henderson. So that little battle continues.
I guess the biggest disappointment of the night's been, how Norman has gone. He's tried to sit back, and unfortunately, it's been a clean race, and sitting back hasn't worked out for him. But that's Norman's style: sit back and attack at the end. But when the end is so far away, you can't see what's going to happen.
No, that's it. Strategy did not pay off tonight. Well, it hasn't paid off yet. I mean, we've still got 3.5 laps to go. Never say never, but it has not paid off so far tonight. The 09 sitting back there, just not able to take advantage of it, and when fell off the pack, lost a lot of speed, unfortunately. As Joe Nankervis having to come down pit lane. Joe Nankervis with some damage on the front of his truck by the looks of things, because he had a big moment coming out of turn 2. Back end of that truck just let go out of nowhere. This caught the wall. A big accident. It was almost a caution.
Imagine if he'd brought out the caution with his teammate being Norman Clark.
Oh, the chins would wag in that one. Oh, very close there between Jaeger and Urquio. It's almost contact. Contact, and around they go. That's Jaeger saving it. He's going across the grass infield. Will he keep it going? He's going up in the wall. Will the caution flag fly? He's just saved it.
He'll save it. We're not on Jaeger, I'm sure he'll save it. That's it, yeah. His ability knows no bounds.
He almost had a big moment as he skated across the grass there, saved it for the last moment. That was very almost the caution flag falling there, but a great save by Jaeger. We'll see the replay now. Side-on-side contact, and here Jaeger goes onto the grass, and there's not much you can do there. He just gets that back end out, saves it, goes up into the wall, but just a glancing blow. If that went nose on, that would have been the end of his race.
Wow, and thank heavens no caution.
And the white flag will fly this time round, and it is Jai Schultz in the lead. He can see the checkered flag now. It is falling the way of the 27 car tonight, and Jai Schultz has put a fantastic run in, a championship winning drive in tonight for sure.
Great drive, a championship winning drive. He got out there, he went hard, he did his best in qualifying, he didn't sit back and try and play it safe. He just got out there and tried to win the race from lap 1.
Absolutely, and it was not easy for him to do. He had to put in a lot of work in for this one, but he's going to cross the line and take the victory here tonight for the Outlaw Images, a Michigan round of the championship. It is Jai Schultz taking the win here tonight, ahead of Toby Stent in second, Matty Ray in third, Lachlan Urquio fourth, fifth for Daniel Johnson, Noddy Tompkins in sixth, Raymond Jaeger brings it home in seventh position, Jake Saddleton in eighth, ninth will be Brenton Henderson, and Brett Campbell should be coming home in 10th spot.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from Mark the confirmation that he's wrapped up the championship, but I've got to say that is probably one of the best drives from Jai Schultz I have seen since he came onto the scene in iRacing. It is absolutely a brilliant drive from him.
A perfect strategy call as well. We questioned his his strategy a little bit there because it was that little bit of, did he come in a little bit too early? But no, no, he pulled it out perfectly. A great job by Jai Schultz.
He did Carl exactly. And I was going to say, I was the first one to say, oh, was he bidding too early? Was he doing this wrong? Was he doing that wrong? He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was doing everything right. That's why he's a champion now, I believe. I'm sure Mark will confirm.
Oh, well, it is the getting the 2 wins in the season as well, which is a nice thing to have. Um, it's been a it's been a heck of a season. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't see the driver that has the most wins tonight. Hamish Gallagher was not out on track. He managed to get 5 wins this season, but missing a few races cost him dearly. Jai Schultz here for the races. He had consistency on his side as well. Getting some great runs this year, 6 top 10 finishes, 4 of them in the top 5. He has done all he could for this race this year, and getting that win at the start of it, capping it off with a victory. What you want to do?
With a victory and with a victory, what happens in between is immaterial. Yeah, take out the championship and congratulations to him. As I said, not a big team, very small team compared to some. And that's not knocking the guys. I mentioned earlier about 6 drivers. I think it's great. These 6 drivers show up week after week, and we appreciate it. They show the support for the league, and the league supports them as much as they support us, and it's fantastic. For the smaller teams like Jai, he's just got out there and battled, as I said, and driven his head off tonight, and it's fantastic to see.
Absolutely, a well-deserved victory down that for Jai Schultz, and well, we'll just wait for proper confirmation. Because as I say, it is very tight at the top. There's 4 points between them, I believe. So it is very tight stuff for the championship. But what a race!
Yeah, sorry, Carl. I'm talking like it's one. I'm not sure. I'm still waiting for confirmation of Mark. I know Mark will be doing the numbers. I'm not doing the maths. I'm just talking about where they were and how they finished. And I think Giants won, but I'm not sure at all. So, geez, I hope I'm not talking too soon. Regardless, though, the best driver tonight won the race.
No, absolutely. Jai did a fantastic job. So he did all he needed to do, that's for sure. He did everything he could do to get that victory for the championship, but he did a great job winning this race as well. And yeah, he gave us a fantastic race and fantastic green flag action as well. This is what we love to see in the racing world, is green flag victories like that, because the cream really does rise to the top.
Absolutely, and that's what's happened tonight. The Creams come to the top. I said he got out there, he raced his way, he did everything his way, he did everything what he thought about, and brought the trophy home for tonight's win. And let's see if he's brought the trophy home for the championship win. What better way to do it?
Absolutely. So what we'll do is just run through the finishing order again for tonight's race. So it was Joey Schultz taking out the win up in first place with Toby Stent in second. Maddie Ray came home in third position with Lachlan Urquio in fourth spot. Fifth, Daniel Johnson. Noddy Tompkins comes home in sixth place with Raymond Yeager in seventh. Great save for Raymond Yeager at the end. Jake Sallington in eighth position with Brenton Henson ninth. Brett Campbell comes home in 10th spot. As we roll over the pages, Norman Clark in 11th place with Mark Smith in 12th. Kobe Jordan came home 13th with Paul Drady 14th. Adam Ariel, the only car, I believe. No, we had a couple of cars all lap down, but Adam Ariel came home the final spot tonight, 15th position. Jalen Curvis, we saw, had a big accident. He dropped down a few laps in 16th position. Derek Jacobs in 17th. Ruben Phelps, we saw, out with internet issues, unfortunately, losing this race down in 19th spot. Adam Malone in 19th with Russell Bracker, 20th. 21st was Jason Nichols, Stevie Dove, Steve Williams, 22nd, and Ross Cheatham in 23rd.
Yeah, amazing to see Bracker finishing so far down, considering the blistering time he put out there in qualifying. But again, who was right next to him was Jai Schultz, so.
Absolutely. He just defended that pole position, but Jai almost got that point as well. But yeah, it was absolute nail-biting stuff. Mark, have we got any news on the championship?
No, still trying to work it out.
That close, and that is true. It is that close, isn't it, Mark? Like
Yeah,
we got to be perfect.
yeah. We can go with the race result. Head through the um, top three for the race, and I'll keep working on the points.
Okay,
Yeah.
Brad.
Sorry, Carl, didn't mean to cut you off there, but it's interesting. I saw that Sarah Jesberg was commenting that Jai Schultz's strategy tonight was the same one his teammate uses, Kobe. So I just wonder if, as teammates, the strategy that Jai used was discussed as a team, and it just worked out so well for them. So it'll be a great team win if that's the case. If there's some input from a teammate, there's nothing better.
Well, it's a tale of two halves. Same strategy there because Covey finished one lap down, unfortunately. So it was very different stuff between the two teams, and that just shows how close it is. Brad, I might leave the interview up to you if that's okay.
Absolutely, whatever you need.
So what we'll do is we'll grab up third place man, Mr. Matty Ray first.
I think we have Matty Ray with us at the moment. Matty, are you there? I know he's in the room. He's not saying much.
Hello, you got me?
Oh, hello. How are you, Matt?
Hey, how you going, boys? You alright?
We're terrific, mate. Congratulations. What a drive.
Oh yeah, I was trying hard tonight. Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? It's not a bad run.
Matty, it was a sensational drive. Like, we still don't know who's won the championship. We know who won the race tonight. You know, we thought, what an exciting race. Lots of green flag stops. But we don't even know who won the championships. Tell us about what you think about the race tonight.
Yeah, exactly that. It got a little bit rocky to start off with, but it was pretty good. Everyone, yeah, was racing really well, respectful. It was good. Yeah, I had a really good race tonight. It was alright.
You were totally happy with everything tonight. Like the way you went, your pit stops, Matt. Like obviously we don't watch every single stop you do in that. Everything went right for you.
Not too bad. There was one at the end where Lockie was like right behind me, and I just braked too early, trying to be too safe, sort of thing, and sort of spooked him a bit. But apart from that, I had a couple of really good stops, and yeah, by the end of it, just didn't have enough for Jai and Toby there. But yeah, no, it was a good run. I'm happy with tonight. There was a couple of real good pit stops, but there's always something to work on, as you know, mate.
I do. And we actually had on screen at the time with our pit stop, so everybody watching saw what occurred between you and team.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was just great perfection in timing. It was exciting.
Of course.
Mate, had some great support from teammates tonight. I know, whether you win or lose a championship, we don't even know yet what's happened. But is there some sponsors that you want to have a shout out to?
Yeah, of course. We've got our usual long-time sponsor, Mobile Brake and Mechanical Repairs, Johnny Love. He helps us out a great deal. We've got Made of Auckland. They've been on board for a couple of years. Made of Auckland Hotel, sorry. We've got a new guy who's helping us out doing some T-shirts. His name's Moondog, or Moondog 1956. Really good quality T-shirts he's putting out for us. And yeah, all sorts of guys behind the scenes as well, with the SRM guys in the States and whatnot. We've also got Murphy's Mitre 10 join us this year, so courtesy of Lockie. So yeah, we've got a lot of support behind us this year, and we're looking to do pretty good. So it's not bad so far, and we're only February, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, well, it's all kicking off as we know, Eddie. Mate, great sponsors, great team, great members. Must say, what I was going to say there was that tonight you had lots of support from your teammates there, like in a line, everyone was supporting you. It must have been a great feeling.
Yeah, well, that's it. We were worried about fuel for a bit, so we thought we'd sort of line up, help each other out, and try and save a bit of juice. And the draft obviously was a little bit useful around here tonight with these things being so low powered, and holding momentum's obviously key. But yeah, we just melted a bit of rubber, trying to catch the leaders at the end there, and just didn't have anything for them with sort of 5 to go. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the championship. It's going to be interesting.
But of course, our heartfelt goes out to Ruben, who was cut off due to the internet.
Yeah, poor bugger. He's had mechanical failures again. So yeah, otherwise he might have been right up there for the win. He was quick as tonight. So yeah, unlucky, but that's all right. We'll get back out there.
Of course you will. And of course you will. All is well. Terrific. Ruben doesn't have a lot of disconnections. I've raced with him for a whole season. And it was just so unlucky tonight for him. He didn't deserve it.
Yeah, it's just worst luck in the world, but that's all right. Get it out now.
Good on you, mate, and congratulations.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Now, Mark, anything to say?
That's right.
We want to know.
We'll grab up our second place man, Toby Stent, next.
And Toby is in the room.
Hello.
Hello, Toby. How are you feeling?
That was awesome. That was so much fun. Yeah, that was sick. That was some of the best racing I've had for a little while now, so that was awesome.
Yeah, great driving on your behalf, mate. To finish second in a race like that where you're getting multiple green flag stops. Anybody who finishes in the top 10 deserves every place they got.
Yeah, it's just the race with Schultz at the front there, just crossing back over and under each other for lap after lap, and just the real hard, clean racing and just going for it. That was mad fun. that was awesome, and he won it on the pits in that last one. He just got on and off the pit road so much better than I did. So he sort of got a solid gap there. I was coming back at him at the end, but he just did such a much better job than me in the pits. So he deserved that one for sure.
Yeah, 100%, Dave. He actually earned that win tonight, like you say. But I tell you, the crossover passes were fantastic to watch when you're racing. I got a smile from ear to ear watching it. The crossovers.
Yeah, no, I was having awesome. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I had big smiles, laughing away, and just every time, right? It's just trying to position yourself because there's good points and bad points to being outside and inside at different points of the track, and they seem to just be sort of cancelling each other out every time. It'd sort of get past, and then he'd go on the inside, and it'd be a bit quicker there and a bit slower here, and so it was it was just you can't ask for much better. I don't really. I don't care at all about finishing second when I've had such a cool race. That's all I want to do is have good hard racing, and yeah, he deserved it. He did such a good job in the pits and was great on the track. So that was awesome.
It was awesome to watch, I can tell you. A great drive by you, him, great drive for everybody. Like I said, have you got some sponsors there at all, Toby, you'd like to mention?
Not really. It's just me. Give me a sec so I get the name right. And it's the hang on. This is not going well. There it is. The Golden Octopus Foundation. There you go. Which is a cancer research foundation that one of the fellow drivers, Brett Campbell, was talking to me about last night. So I put a big sticker on the back of the truck, and just shout out to them. Google them if you're listening and you want to help out child cancer research. Drop them a couple bucks. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, good on you, buddy. You said, well, we did speak about that exact sponsor and everything tonight with Brett Campbell and so forth, so good on you for mentioning that. Can't believe you don't have some decent sponsors. What's on the horizon for you this season? You're coming up with Ansco and so forth. Are you going to run?
Yep, I've been brought on by Ed to run with the Natari boys. So yeah, no, that's me for the season, just running the cup cars in Anscar. And other than that, I just kind of like doing my own thing, I suppose. So yeah, just kind of jump in, drive hard, have fun, and yeah.
If I didn't drop you to there, I was hoping you were going to let that news out because not everybody in Australia knows yet. So your teammates are going to be?
So I'll be driving with Ed Foster and Dan Hedderscheid and JCW, who everybody knows. And yeah, we're going to be going hard this season in the Anscar Cup, and see how it goes. I had a good run at the Coliseum on Thursday for the what do you call it?
Clash.
The Clash, that's it. The Clash, yeah. There you go, the Clash. Had a good run there, which was a good start to the season. Sadly, it's not for points, so I don't get locked into anything from that. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I just show up and drive as hard and best as I can, and where I end up, and I just want to have good, hard, fun racing. I mean, finish second every day, or even 10th. Happy to finish 10th and have a race like I had today, right? Like that's all I want to do is have fun. So. Yeah, just go hard and have some fun and see where we end up.
Well, you're very dominant in the Anscar and drove a great race tonight. So, mate, you're just moving forward to leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm putting in some practice and some work, and Yeah, I hate the trucks, to be honest. I think I spoke to you before the race and I said how much I hate the trucks. I really struggle in the trucks. They're not my cup of tea, but I love the Cup car. It's my absolute favorite. Cannot get enough of driving that thing. So that helps as well, right? When you really enjoy it. So yeah, we'll see how the season goes.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations once again, buddy. Carl,
Yeah, thank
anything?
you.
That's all good. Thank you so much, Toby. We will catch you again soon, I'm sure.
I hope so. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
Right, bud.
Okay, I'm going to butt in here. I'm going to bring up 3 drivers. One is Jade Schultz. Of course, he's tonight's race winner. I'm also going to bring back Matty Ray, and I'm going to bring up Norman Clark because we have the results in for the championship. But first, I'll let you have a chat to Jade on his win tonight.
Guys, Schultz, have you got a copy?
I certainly do.
Buddy, congratulations. That is how one dominates. Like, you just drove your race tonight, how you wanted to do it, and it was fantastic to see.
And cheers, man. It was good fun running up front, but definitely Toby and Rubes early on were keeping me honest. It made me work hard for it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the point being, you pitted when you wanted to pit. You didn't let anybody dictate any terms. You got out there and you go, okay, this is, I want to win a championship, and this is how I'm going to win it. I'm going to do it my way, and that's what you did. If you won it, I don't know if you won it or not yet.
It's definitely nervous, but yeah, going in early, especially qualifying P2, just wanted to get that leading 1 lap under the belt at least, and that was 1 bonus point. And then the next one was trying to lead the most laps, because I knew that was another one, and trying to keep it clean all the same for a few more. So definitely nerve-wracking at the moment. I think all my fingernails are gone already.
So, what do you think? We're not going to boots. We still don't know who to congratulate. But what we do know to congratulate is on tonight's race with you. As I said, I've raced against you, all right, and I think that is one of the best drives from a driver I've seen at all. Like, it was just your way, your style, your win.
Cheers, man. It's good to finish off the season the way I started, and 2 wins in the season, and to get 1 round 1 and I think round 11 we are tonight. So everything in the middle was a bit iffy, but yeah, start and finish was all right.
Isn't that what they say? How you start and how you finish is all people remember. So everything else in between is just fuzzy.
Hopefully.
No, but really great drive. We're talking about, with your partner and everything, who has been watching strategy, your teammates who were talking strategy together. You had some help?
Yeah, I've had Kobe Jordan and Derek Jacobson from LCR Esports, Inside Lane Productions Racing as well. They've been helping me a lot, and they actually gave me a drive in the Bathurst 12 hour today as well. So it's been great working with them the last couple of weeks when they need me, kind of thing. But yeah, the boys at Platinum as well, they don't really do oval side of things, but they're always cheering me on from home and tuning into the broadcast and kind of hoping I do well. So yeah, really good team environment from both teams that have been helping me on both sides of iRacing.
Yeah, well, congratulations on what you drove at Bathurst as well. So there you go. You've put in a big day and everything else, and you hopefully got a good result there. Well, we know you've got the best result here. Right? Have you got some sponsors or anything you'd like to mention?
Yeah, just Platinum Racing, Cookable Bar Cafe, Phones and Stuff, Pilgrim Gaming Hub, AW Ag, JDRF, and yeah, just you guys in the broadcast, and Paul for running the series, Mark for being the man behind the scenes at Weekend Warriors, and the rest of the admin team that makes it all happen. And I'm looking forward to the Cup Series this year. It should be a cracker.
Terrific. That was going to be my next question. You're putting up 100% in the Cup season, so you are going to go for the Cup season with us?
Yeah, definitely looking to do the Cup season with Weekend Warriors and Anscar, have a decent crack in the oval side of things, and also there's a American League that I've started as well, so kind of throwing myself in the deep end, but it's the best way to learn sometimes.
Excellent. Sounds terrific. We'll look forward to following it, and no doubt you're going to have some great results just like tonight.
Cheers, man.
All right,
Go.
Jade. All right, Jade. Don't go anywhere.
Here we go, Mark.
So the championship points are in. In third place tonight, it's only 6 points behind the leader, is none other than our Kiwi driver, Norman Clark. So congratulations, Norman. Third place in the championship.
Oh,
No, Norman.
that's news. That's good, man. That's not bad for me. So thanks very much for that. And yeah, good racing. Enjoyed the whole series so far. Well, it's the end of it now. It was really good. And thanks to you, Mark and Paul, and whoever else is in the admin for making it happen.
Yeah, no, really big. The race just didn't go your way tonight, Norman. Little bit hanging back. It may have hurt you a little bit.
Man, my whole day hasn't been that good, and it was only myself to blame with tonight's race, because I went from P9 to P23 in 2 laps, almost sort of on purpose, but also because I was sort of forced down on to the inside. But I didn't mind because I was honestly expecting a few cautions during the race, and only one caution happened early on, so I wasn't concerned then. And then I just stayed, and I saw that no cautions are coming. So then I started to try to go, and I was making progress, but I would never really have gotten to the front again, obviously. But then I made such a big hash of my one pit stop when I had already made some good progress. I really hashed the pit stop up, like probably the worst stop in the whole time I've ever been iRacing, and that took care of it. But it was only me to blame for it all.
Well, I'm going to have to look at that, Norman, because I didn't realise you made such a bad stop. Again, I was following you most of the night just to see how you were going, of course, because being friends as we are, it just didn't work out the way. But I didn't realise you had one of the worst pit stops you've ever had in iRacing. So I'm going to have to go back and have a look at that.
Yeah, well, what happened is I came in good, the speed was right, everything was right, and then the crew chief counted me down into the pit. And as I turned in, I saw, but where is the pit? And it kind of wasn't there. And then I didn't know if I needed to go more forward or more back. And I saw in the mirror the guys were standing behind me. I must have been about 3 bays past my pit. And then I reversed back and I got a black flag then, which kind of instantly went out as I stopped in my bay, fortunately. So that was a real, probably 5 seconds, maybe 6 seconds, I don't know. Bad stop.
Yeah, well, that's news to all of us. We had no idea that it occurred. We weren't on you at the time of the pit stop, but that explains a lot.
Yeah.
So, Norman, you're going to be running with us on Saturday nights in the Cup Series?
I would think that I probably will, because I mean, I've been doing it all this time and Saturday nights have been working out. I don't know that I can be there each and every Saturday night, but certainly I'll be trying. I always like to support Mark and with Weekend Warriors, so it would be my intention to run, yes.
I'm really glad to hear it, because your support and your driving is always appreciated. We love having you on track. Love having you on board, of course. Should be more drivers like you.
Oh, well, thanks for that there, Brad.
Pleasure. You're a friend, and I don't, withhold saying that. You're a decent people. Wish everybody was like you.
Oh, well, thanks. Got enough years of practice, to become decent. Maybe not have been decent long ago, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I don't think everybody realises just that you're a professional driver. Your accomplishments in South Africa, and other places were amazing. The team driver, speed driver, everything, truly amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for that, Brad.
I won't mention them because I know you get embarrassed. But anyway, congratulations on third in the championship. You did a good job. You tried your best.
Yes, thanks, and good job by the other guys, and especially the winner and P2. See you later, guys.
See you, Norman.
Okay, that was third place. The championship decider has come down to 1 point between Jade and Maddie Ray. So, with no further ado, Second place in the championship tonight is Jade Schultz. Congratulations, Jade. Second place in the championship, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man.
It really did come down to, really bonus points, I guess, and penalties. Unfortunately, through the season, very close, and it's the way every championship we wish could end up running.
Yeah, it's a lot better to finish close than miles behind. So they're pretty stoked for second, and hopefully get a bit better as the season goes on throughout 2023.
Yeah, definitely a great challenge, and with the cup season coming up, starting this week with Anscar, and then the weekend and Warriors the following weekend. Going to be a tough season for anyone that's taking on both championships.
Yeah, definitely going to be tough and a lot time consuming, but looking forward to it as well. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, all right, mate. Brad, have you got anything quick?
Oh, but I'm in shell shock. I thought you'd taken it away 1 point. Imagine if you'd had the fastest lap. It would have been tied. We would have had to come back next week. But again, one of the best drives I've seen was the drive you did tonight. So everything was, on my part, near perfect by you tonight. And congratulations. Second in championship, and well done.
Cheers, man.
All right. Well, anyone you want to quickly shout out to, Jade? So,
yeah, just Platinum Racing and all the sponsors that make it happen, as rattled off before.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, thanks for running with us the truck season. And with no further ado, the 2023 Lucas Oil's truck champion, Mr. Matty Raymond. Congratulations, Matt.
Cheers, boys. Hey, that's pretty nuts. Certainly smiling at the minute, eh? That's nuts.
Mate.
Thanks, boys. And well done, Jai, too, man. That's awesome racing you, bud. I can't believe it was that close.
Well, your stats this year for the season, Matt, you've contested all 11 rounds. You've had 3 top 5s and 7 top 10s. So it's really a consistent season.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I've done a bit of a Matty Craft and won it without winning a race. Bloody hell.
Well,
that's really cool though, but yeah, jeepers. Never won a championship, so I'm pretty chuffed, eh? That's awesome, guys.
Yeah. Quick shout out to your sponsors, mate, and any thanks that you want to give out, and then I'll give Brad a quick word.
Yeah, sure. There's a few I forgot before, and important ones, of course, like you guys, Checkered Flag e-streaming, Weekend Warriors Australian Stock Car Championship Series, like all the work that goes into it. You guys, the commentators, Carl, Brad, Mark, all you guys put in so much work, and it's pretty thankless sort of work. So it's thank you from me basically, I guess, and our title sponsors, Lucas Oil, of course, for chipping in and helping us out a lot. Paul Drade in there, and our sponsors, Mobile Breaker Mechanical Repairs, Hurley's Made of Auckland, Moondog, Murphy's Mitre 10. I think I've got all of them. I can't remember. I'm a little bit shaky now. That's pretty cool. So thanks, guys. Thanks heaps there, and everyone that raced, and especially my teammates. They put in a lot of work with me. We hold practice sessions and practice a lot of stuff. So getting something like this sort of pays off for all of us, you know. So I'm really proud of all those boys, and yeah, we're gonna have a good year, I think. So we're off to the right start.
Yep, definitely. Anything you'd like to add, Brad?
Obviously, congratulations, Matty. It's just down to 1 point. Like, if I've got to hand over the title of trophy to somebody, I guess you did it, like I said, without a win. That's Mr. Consistent. I think that's how I won it last year. And Mark, I think that's how I won it the year before. Maybe I got a win or something the year before, but
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've won it the previous 2 years, and one of them without a win, like I said, just being exactly like you, Mr. Consistent. So,
Start a tradition, mate.
Well, trouble is you get old like me and stop driving.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Trying to fill in and commentate about how bad you are.
No, awesome, mate. Thank you very much. It's as you know how tough it is racing these blokes. They're all fast as, so yeah, it's a good feeling to get a win.
Yeah, it is, mate. And you'll get a lovely trophy, and it doesn't get any better than winning a championship with Weekend Warriors, truly. As I said, I've been lucky enough to have a couple, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, no, cheers, boys, and thanks again, all the work you put in, all these. It's yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
No
You're
worries, Carl.
without pleasure.
Carl, you got anything to add there before we let Matt go and wrap up to the season before we get into the real business then and start another full year?
Just a big congratulations, Mr. Matty Ray. Well done on the championship, and you can go off having a smoke break now.
Cheers, Carl. Yeah. No, thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
It
means a lot.
It's not
Thank you.
for anybody.
Yeah, I'll go out and have me smoke now and celebrate. Might have a vodka too, eh?
Well done, mate.
Buddy.
See you later.
Thanks, Matt. See ya. Well, Carl, what a series. 11 rounds. I'm not sure on how many. I think there was about 5 or 6 different winners. A great way to end the season with 1 point difference.
Absolutely, it does not get much closer than that, and it was right down to the wire. Look, Joe Schultz absolutely put the effort in. He did everything he could do tonight, but consistency paid off for Matty Ray indeed. We have got coming up next, though, the Cup cars will be back in action for the Weekend Warriors, of course, and I believe you're going to be doing some more trucks in the near future, Mark.
Yeah, we Checkered Flag Eastream has taken on the Anscar trucks to broadcast them. So we'll be live every Monday and Saturday night with one Anscar and then with the Weekend Warriors Cup Series. We've had some big news there in the Cup Series for us. We're proud to announce tonight, it's out there public, that we have done a deal with Pluckers Racecraft and Lucas Oils to become the naming rights sponsor for not only 2023 but also for 2024. So great to have them on board for 2 more years in the big boys game.
Absolutely, it's great news indeed. A big thank you to them. We look forward to bringing you the trucks, of course, on the Monday nights, and of course on the Saturdays it will be the Warriors Cup action. We hope you can all join us there. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to get all of the updates, and head over to the Weekend Warriors Facebook page and of course the Weekend Warriors website as well. That is of course Weekend Warriors ascc.com for all the latest news and information. Head on over to there. Look, a big thank you as well to Mr. Brad Allison for joining us up here in the commentary booth this season. Great job you have done, and it's been a pleasure calling the races with you, mate.
Thanks, Carl. I know I sound terrible on the radio. At least I got some knowledge about driving the trucks or cars or whatever, so thank you for the nice comments.
Absolutely, a big thank you. Been a great help.
Definitely a big help to us, Brad. So, and I can tell people that Brad's going to probably run the Anscar trucks and do some onboard commentary from the driver's seat. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Mark, can I explain to the people what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not sure everyone's aware. I'm heading off around Australia, so I'm not going to be driving or anything else. So in a couple of weeks, in a month or two before I leave, I'm going to drive in the Anscar trucks, and we're going to try commentating full-time from the booth. So I'm going to be in the booth full-time and driving the truck at the same time. So it doesn't affect me. As most people know, I do stream, so I'm used to talking while I'm driving and that. So that's what's intended. I will hopefully be able to get in somewhere with internet connection for Saturday nights, if I wanted in the booth, and be able to add something at all. And that's the plan. If I'm not there, it's not because I don't want to be. I think Weekend Warriors is a great league. Mark, the effort you've put in, and Carl, and everything is just amazing. And I support you blokes 100%. So if I'm not on board, it's purely because I'm somewhere in Australia where there's no internet at the time of the broadcast.
Yep, that's going to be a great thing to look forward to. Back to Carl. So, just a quick rundown, Carl. We're live back again Monday night. Well, actually, tomorrow night you and I are calling the Supercar E Series, Australasian Supercar. I'll get it right one day.
Yeah, the Australasian Supercar E-Series, that'll be over on Performance E-Streaming. Of course, if you want to catch us there, head on over to the Facebook and the YouTube channel. You'll also be able to catch all the action from the Anscar Cup and Thunder in the weeks as well. We've got the Anscar Thunder coming up on Wednesday night, and then the Cup Series will launch on the weekend, of course, Saturday for the duel, and then Sunday for the feature race itself, and then we'll be back for the Australasian Supercar E-Series on the next Sunday. But obviously a lot of action coming up, Mark. We look forward to having you on board for the truck season, and of course we look forward to getting into the Weekend Warriors Cup Series as well, brought to you by Lucas Oils. Well, I guess from that we'll wish everybody a good night, and we'll start packing up.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you on tomorrow night if you join us, or we will see you back here on Monday night for the trucks from Anscar. All right. Thanks very much, and good night.
Yeah, thanks all for tuning in. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for everybody for the whole season. Carl, Mark, everybody.